Johnny, do you have a question for me?
Yes. I wanted to know how it feels to be live in front of a studio audience after so many years of being alone in your apartment with all of us, of course, like in the background running the show.
Right.
How does it feel?
Like, it's so weird because, you know, I mean, all of you guys have probably experienced this too with your friends and family and work relationships. These are people that, some people have come on to the crew that work, that aren't even here tonight, that are doing call screening and stuff at home still. They've come in after the pandemic started. So there's some people that I've been working with for a long time that I haven't even gotten the chance to meet yet in person. So it is really, really weird. We're gonna be switching out here in just a second here with our co-hosts. But yeah, I'm glad you asked, Johnny, because Johnny, when was the last time I saw you, man?
In person?
Yeah.
At least 2 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. So I'm just glad to be here talking to folks. And for those of you watching at home, you're missing out because we are going to be doing an after party here in just a second. We're going to be hanging out, and it's going to be really cool. But yeah, I've been missing seeing people in person. We used to do this all the time back in the studio, and man, I'm so glad that all of you guys are here. So thank you guys for showing up tonight. You guys are awesome for doing that.
I think my first time volunteering may have been on Truth Wanted.
That's right.
Doing timestamps on a notebook.
Yeah.
Before we had it all electronified, and it was so easy to do.
Right, right.
So,
yeah, we've improved a lot of our systems since the pandemic started. And honestly, we could keep doing the shows from home if we wanted to, but hopefully we'll get the studio back up open soon so that we can have some of those live shows in person again, which would be super fantastic. So any other audience questions tonight? Please, we are here for you. There we go. We got one volunteer. Thank you, guys.
So I guess my question to you...
What's your name?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
My name is Jamal Witherspoon.
Hi, Jamal. Where are you from?
Ooh, difficult question.
Where'd you come from tonight?
Oh, Texas, I guess.
All right, Texas. Jamal from Texas. Jamal from Texas has talked to us. What's up, Jamal?
I'm actually here just with my dad because my dad's a huge fan of the show.
Oh, awesome.
I just sort of tagged along because I'm just like, sure, why not?
Cool, cool.
But I'm happy to be here because I do catch up with some of your stuff when we're traveling in the car. But the question I have for you, I guess since I'm pretty sure a majority of us are atheists and probably have been Christian at some point or another, to you I would ask, what was the hardest thing to reconcile with when you deconverted?
Oh, man, what a fantastic question. So when talking about my personal story, for those of you who don't know, again, I was a Christian here on this campus with a college group. And when I was going through that period of deconstruction, I really felt like I couldn't talk to anybody about this. This was before I really knew about the Atheist Community of Austin. You know, like I had a conversation with Anthony Magnabosco, but that was it. That was all I knew about atheists in that community. Eventually I started watching YouTube videos and kind of getting plugged in with people in that, but I just felt alone more than anything. I didn't feel like I could relate to anybody anymore, but it turns out there's tons of people that have had that experience, and a lot of them find these groups online, but they also have these groups here, like the SSA, that do that, and I have never felt that much alone again, I will say, since I have found this community. It's been wonderful getting to meet other people and find those shared experiences and not feel like that, oh, I've been, you know, the only one experiencing this stuff. I've never had an experience that I would call abusive, but I've heard from other people's stories and have learned from those experiences and realized that, man, I was a part of this system at one point. Like I was evangelizing to people and trying to get them in, and I didn't even know why. I didn't know what was the purpose or what good reasons there were for doing this. So I'm really glad that I'm here to say that, yeah. So thank you for your question, Jamal.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Okay, great. And now you'll notice that, oh, we changed hosts here. We're gonna try to rotate through all of our hosts tonight. This is John. Talk to us today. Hello, John.
Hi, everyone. My name is John Dye. I'm a geo grad student here. I study volcanoes at UTSA. I've been in the Atheist Secular Student Association for nearing 7 years now, because I'm a grad student. So
awesome.
Yay.
What's your favorite thing? Yeah, we'll give an applause to John here.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing about being a part of the SSA?
Oh, God. The communion, the ability to just come and talk with people who have this similar mindset that you shouldn't just have to exist in a religious world where you, oh gosh, yeah. Just the fact that we live in the state of Texas and everyone is born into a religion, whatever it is, and they always are very steadfast in it. And you can still go and find a community of people that you can talk about something that isn't Jesus or Muhammad.
For sure. So why do you think, John, that there's a lot of people that get confused when they hear an atheist organization? I was like trying to pick up something from Best Buy from the show for the show, and they saw it said Atheist Community of Austin. And they're like, oh, is this for your church?
Right.
Like they read that and still said it was a church. I was like, how do you get a church from an atheist?
Right.
But people wonder, why should organizations like SSA exist? Like, what's the purpose of a bunch of atheists?
No, exactly.
together?
I get the same question a lot of times. Like someone was even trying to point out that it's as though we're, forming our own kind of religious organization. Like, what do you go and talk about? And I'm like, anything. Things that are secularist, just keeping religion out of lives that don't really want to be religious. It's fine to be religious if you are, but to force that onto everyone as like a social standard is really something that's been drilled into society.
Yeah, I can say confidently, as being a student on this campus and being part of one of the organizations here, there's a lot of Christian organizations on this campus for being, a state school.
I'm pretty sure I remember at orientation way back 7 years ago, in 2015, they told us that we were one of the, UTSA has one of the largest groups of religious organizations of any university in at least the state, if not the country. I don't remember if they said the whole.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I totally believe that. I remember coming into, I think it was the student union building, where they have one of those days where they're like, oh, here's all the organizations on campus, and there's a religious one, there's a church group, there's a one. And then I remember seeing the SSA guys, and I was like, that's weird. I wonder why they're there.
Right. Half of them are religious, and then there's just the one.
And now I'm here with you guys, so something must have happened there. But again, one of my biggest regrets from college is not being a part of the SSA here. I think I would have had a great time. And again, we're happy to support the organization tonight. So just a reminder, again, if you want to donate, our goal is $5,000. And we hope that we can get to that tonight. The link to that is going to be that donate button there down below the show. And we really appreciate you guys. I love it because the audience, we have like these screens up here. You can't see it on the show right now, but all the audience is looking up at the screens. It's like, hey, the show's right here. I don't know what you guys are looking at.
They're higher resolution than our faces.
I guess so. I guess that must be what it is. Well, great. Well, we're waiting on some more callers as well. So if you guys want to call in and you're watching this, please, we have open lines. We are still taking calls tonight. So please call into the show. We'd be happy to talk with you. For now, we're going to touch back in with Johnny. Johnny is looking for some volunteers who want to talk to us for the show. What do you got, Johnny?
Does anyone have any questions they might want to ask the panel? Oh, why, here's a woman right now.
What a coincidence.
Okay, I raised two atheists, and they're in their 20s, and I'm beginning to believe that one of my children is pretending spirituality to date. Is that a thing?
Pretending spirituality to date? Like the girl or
Interesting.
the person they're interested in is spiritual, and they're like, oh yeah, me too. Like, is that what? Oh, okay. I like spirituality for clout is interesting.
Yeah.
Like that's,
I don't think I've heard of that.
Well, like, the grift is you become a televangelist and then you get people's money. This is for dates now. So this is like a new thing. I don't know. I've never heard of that. I guess, I'll say this. When I was like first trying to figure out the whole atheist thing, I was still open to dating people of religious faiths and stuff, but I found that to be quite difficult. So I definitely kind of let my guard down for some stuff that I probably shouldn't have, because it's like, oh, you're on a cool date and you want to be chill and stuff. But what do I say to that? I don't know. What do you think, John?
I don't know. That's so bizarre.
What kind of spirituality are we talking?
Yeah,
like,
what is it? Is it
like Christianity, or are we talking like
crystal mystics? What are we talking about?
I think he's living in rural areas that are a little more conservative, and so as go the girls, perhaps so goes he.
I guess if you've got to, you got to.
Listen, hormones are a powerful thing. I don't know. A lot of mysteries there. I'm not a biologist. I couldn't tell you exactly what's happening there, but I can say, probably shouldn't be doing that. I mean, long-term health for a relationship, right? You want to be as open as clear about your positions on things as possible, if that stuff matters to you. Yeah, I mean, if you're...
Yeah, you
it's just
definitely want to
funny.
be on like the same page as whoever
Right?
your significant other
Right, because I
is.
feel like there's going to be problems there, if that's what he's looking for,
Right.
a long-term thing. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't... Would you, John? John, you're a young man.
I would never do that.
You wouldn't do that?
I would never do that. No.
You meet a nice girl. She's got the crystals.
She can
like-
go do her crystals. I study rocks. I know what
Yeah.
I know what those crystals
So
really
You
do.
could have a little crystal date. You know?
Yeah, she'll show me her crystal
You
collection,
can be like,
and then
oh, this is quartz, and you'd be like, yeah, this is,
oh yeah, this is an
structure.
aluminosilicate.
And she's gonna be like, oh, it's full of energy though, like it can help heal you and stuff. What would you say to that?
God, I don't touch that with a 30-foot pole.
Oh.
I study how these rocks form. I know their crystal structure. I know that they don't do any of that.
Okay, so John is not going out with the crystal cuties.
No.
Okay, no. If you're a crystal cutie, John's not for it. So sorry about that. Okay, so we still have open lines, and we are still waiting to talk to some folks online. But Johnny is going to hook us up with some more questions, right, Johnny?
Well, I have a question about
Yeah.
the Secular Student Alliance. Do you have any folks who belong to a church but who value secular life in the community? You don't have to be religious all the time. Is there anyone that fits that bill?
So, from what I'm hearing my colleagues say, is we do. I remember people that I don't specifically remember these people that we, I guess, do have in the community that are like that. But I know that we've had a couple people that come from, like we had one person whose father was like a pastor. And so she would bring him into some meetings every once in a while and give that kind of a viewpoint. And we had some really thorough conversation. But he wasn't necessarily like a part of the group. But so the next person, I guess, that comes on will be able to describe more in depth that.
Yeah, because part of the SSA, you don't have to be an agnostic or an atheist person or a humanist
Nope.
to join the organization, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I think that's a cool advantage. But like, do you have any stories of like pushback that you guys have had on campus?
We've definitely had, like when we table a lot, we'll get a lot of the religious groups. Sometimes they'll send like one minion over to kind of taunt us and rile us up with just.
Wait, just what do you mean
really,
taunt you? Like asking questions?
I mean, not
like,
taunt or anything, but yeah, just a thorough, like in-depth, asking all of the wrong questions sort of thing.
Like
'Cause
asking in bad faith.
basically just coming over to do bad faith conversation.
Gotcha. That can be difficult. Like
Definitely.
I imagine the SSA isn't going over antagonizing other.
We don't generally, but sometimes some of the people go off on their own and choose to converse with some of the religious tables, which can be some fun discourse.
Like conversations are fine, but there's definitely like questions where people are they're just trying to evangelize. Right?
There's definitely a line.
Yeah. Well, we have Johnny over here. He says he's got another question for us. So Johnny, what do you got?
Okay, my name's Madison. I currently reside here. I guess my question is, earlier y'all brought up about dating and then the crystals and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a big red flag.
Didn't think we were going back to that conversation,
going
but
back
okay,
to
we're
it.
going
Me
back.
neither, yeah.
I actually met a girl from Austin, and one of the first things
Oh, dude.
Yeah, no, they are all crystal
Dude.
sticks.
we're doing the date, and she gives me a rock and says, "I can talk to you through this." So my question would be, is it worth it to try to like deconstruct her ideas? Like, and
Yeah,
this is leading,
so-
the end of this is leading to, is it worth it to deconstruct everyone that you come into contact with?
My man Madison's literally like, I can fix her.
I can,
you know?
yeah. It depends on how deep in the
I
sauce
didn't, I
she
felt
is.
shit. I just sat there and, but.
So here's my answer. No,
Yeah.
I don't think, because here's why. Here's why. When I had my conversation with Anthony Magnabosco, it was a 30-minute long conversation, right? And I didn't become an atheist for like another year, okay? Yeah, that was a stepping stone in that process, but that's exactly what it was, a stepping stone. And it was a long walk to get there. A single date's probably not gonna do it, at least for most people, right? Like, especially when it comes to deeply entrenched beliefs that are core to someone's personality, like crystals can sometimes be. Like that's probably not gonna happen. Now, you can definitely open her mind to some questions that she may not have considered before, right? I think that's the goal of street epistemology. It's putting a rock in someone's shoes, a pebble in someone's shoes, for people to kind of think about and stir over and see if that changes. But humans are prideful. Like, human beings do not like to admit when they're wrong. And they're definitely not going to do it on a date. So my short answer is no. You know, if you're able to continue to have conversations with them and see where it goes, yeah. But like, don't go in and say like, oh man, you know, I think we can make it work. Cause like, brother, I'm sorry, I don't think it's going to work, dude. Like, you know, you gotta work with what you can, right? But that's a great question. That's a great question because that's really funny. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, you know, we can make things happen if we just work some things out.
Yeah, we can.
You definitely can for some people, but there's some foundational things that would take a long time, I think, to figure out.